Today I'm going to tell you a little story about a man and his Ferrari. A man was given a Ferrari, brand new, for winning this competition that he was involved in. And he got the Ferrari, super high performance car, and he drove it to town every day on a very bumpy road. He lived back in the woods, and he drove it every day on this bumpy road. Well, the bumpy road did not bode well for the tires. So he replaced the tires, but he kept driving on the bumpy road. There was another road that was smooth, but it took longer to get there, and it was a little bit harder to get to, and it's just less convenient. So he kept taking the bumpy road. It was like, I'll deal with it when I deal with it. So he puts new tires on the car, drives on the bumpy road. Guess what? Tires wear out again. So he puts a different, more expensive tire on the car, and then he drives it on the bumpy road again. These tires are supposed to work better for the bumpy road, but he, after a few months, finds that those tires are destroyed as well. So he upgrades again to the next new tire that is even better than the old one for bumpy roads and Ferraris, and he does the same thing, and those tires fall apart too. After some time, he realizes that not only are the tires falling apart, but other parts of the car are becoming looser too. So the front end is looser, the suspension in the rear is starting to deteriorate, and the cost of a new suspension system in a Ferrari, we're not talking triple digits here, we're talking big money. He also finds that the brakes from having to stop and go a lot to try to navigate these bumps, the brakes are gone, and so he needs to replace those. That is a multi-$1,000 job on this car. Anyhow, things start getting outrageously expensive, and no matter what he does, there's no solution to keeping this car stable when he drives on this bumpy road. And at some point, after a pretty short period of time, in the overall span of a high performance car, the car's done. It's finished. Everything falls apart, everything's loose. There's no amount of money that will, there's an amount of money, a ridiculous amount of money and effort that will help with this car, and it will still never be back to its factory standards when it came out of the showroom. Why do I tell you this story? Because he lost his car, but American healthcare does the same thing for you and your body. It takes the same silly road of trying to patch things with medication and never does the harder work to get you, to help you understand the value of taking a few extra minutes and a little bit more effort to take the smooth road. It's a lot easier to play hard now and relax later than it is to relax now and play hard when you get older. There's only so many things that you can replace on a car over time before it just falls apart. And unfortunately, your body doesn't accept parts like a car does. There's no spine replacement. There's no brain replacement. There's no nervous system replacement. When it's gone, it's gone. So you best take care of it as well as you can. Think of your body like a car in the sense that it needs to be maintained, but the best way to maintain your body is to not have to replace things in the first place. You can't rely on medication. If you could rely on medication, the United States would be the healthiest country in the world. We consume more medication than any of the other countries in the world, and we still are less healthy than most of them. I'm convinced that all we really need is fewer doctors, more exercise, better diet, and some level of responsibility for ourselves so that we take care of ourselves. Sanitation is another one. In most clean countries where people are not overweight and they have reasonable diets, they are much, much healthier than us. There have even been studies that have shown when doctors go on strike, there are fewer fatalities among the population. So, I urge you, don't treat your body like this fellow treated his Ferrari. Take the extra measures, as hard as they may be, which really aren't that hard, to keep yourself healthy before there's a problem, because there's only so many joints you can replace before your body's gonna fall apart. Chiropractic, for over 120 years, has been the answer for many. Health maintenance, prevention, management of your body's structure and function through spinal adjustments and the nervous system and optimization of the nervous system so that your brain can control the health and the functions and the regulation and the healing of your body. If you take this to heart, you may not need to try to replace yours. This is Dr. Lou signing off. Have a great day, a great week. Thanks for joining me on my morning commute. I appreciate your commitment to your own health. Take care. Goodbye.